the Rick and Bubba Show. We're back. Today we'll be in Leeds, Alabama at the Leeds Walmart as Mark Shultz is our guest. Of course, he's, a lot more big time than we are, so he probably doesn't have the anxiety that we do. There's always that day on the street date when there's an anxiety that the CDs are not in the stores. You know what I mean? That weird feeling you have?
Sure.
And that's today for us. The new CD, Got It Like We Like It.
Love it.
The double CD available. We'll be in Leeds, Alabama at Walmart today, noon to 2 Central Time. We'll be signing copies of that for you, and we thank all of you in Leeds for your support over the years. And the Moody area over there, hopefully in Alabama, you'll be turning out today because, we just heard Mark casually mention that he was at a promotion for, his CD, and he had, over 1,000 people there. But I don't want to get into that, but we'll be there today. MarkSchultzMusic.com is the website to follow what's happening with Mark. If you are listening to us in Niceville, a lot of results from that area, a lot of email, a lot of phone calls.
A lot of nice calls.
A lot of nice calls from Niceville. They're just nice people. Of course, it's funny. What if you moved from Niceville, Florida to Moody, Alabama? You go, hey, you Moody people around here. I don't go back to Niceville.
Attitude change.
But they actually are great people in both places. But
it might be a good mood that you're in.
Yeah, think about November the 6th. Jot down that date. Closer to You concert is going to be there at the Okaloosa Walton Community College, or the OWCC that we like to talk about.
Now, Mark, it says you're going to be on a national morning radio show on the 4th. Who is that?
So, excuse me?
National morning radio show?
Yes. Yeah, he was telling you not to forget to promote.
Because we kind of want to know who you're going to get to meet, too.
Oh, nice. I've got to talk to somebody who's working my website.
Do I need to find out here?
You don't know where you're going to be?
Oh, you know what it is? It's
Stephen D.C.?
Stephen D.C.
Yeah.
You know those guys?
Yes, we know that. We don't know them, but we know of them.
Yeah.
They've worked in this area a number of times for a while, and I think they're in St. Louis now.
Yeah, they are.
So, it's...
You met Delilah?
Yeah, she plays my song, Stephen D.C. I had a song that came out on my first record called He's My Son. It was the song I wrote for a dad who... praying for his son who had cancer when he was 14, and so I wrote it, and they broke the song on mainstream, and so I still go up there and visit those guys.
But you clearly like us better.
Clearly. I've been here for 15 minutes, and already I'm sold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
that's just, all we ask,
our egos are very fragile.
Yeah.
And,
sometimes we need a love's call for our fragile ego.
We know other shows are out there. We tell every artist who comes through here,
be on all
the shows you can be on because we want to get your message out. But we have to be first.
Right. And you've got your own CD to boot. Right. And for it to be in sale today, going on today.
Street date today, that uncomfortable day.
You know what?
People call and go, hey, I went to Walmart, they ain't got it.
Yeah.
You dread those calls. You know they're coming because they all come at different times.
You know what's funny? I told my mom 3 years ago, hey, Mom, I got a record deal. And she said, oh, that's great. And I said, hey, I'm going to be in concert at these places in Dallas. Oh, that's really nice. And I said, my record's coming out. And she said, where can I get it? And I said, well, at Walmart. And she said, well, hold on. And because Walmart in my hometown is it. Yes. We don't have really anything besides Walmart.
Oh, yes.
So they used to take people to the Sirloin Stockade out there by the big cow, the big plaster cow, and then buy them a nice steak dinner. And this is no joke. On Saturday night, they would walk them over to Walmart and walk them down the aisle, and then they would just stand and stare at the CD. In the bin. That's what they would do.
Oh, yeah, that's big.
Well, no, that is big.
And when you get your own little piece of plastic.
Let me tell you something. I just went to a wedding this weekend, and 3 different people, not prompted, they didn't talk to each other. They came up to me and they said, hey, we went to Walmart and we saw your CD. And I said, you get one? No, man, but we stole that little plastic thing with your name on it.
See, did we have a plastic thing?
Don't be lifting that.
Did we have a plastic thing yet?
We'll find out today. Leeds Walmart, please have us a plastic thing.
Man, I want one of them plastic things that have Rick and Bubba on it. But you're right. The thing with all your buddies and your family,
right?
They think you're going to give them one.
Yeah, right.
But so they just like to see them. Yeah, it's like you go, hey, saw your thing in Walmart. I said, man, I appreciate you getting it. No, I didn't get it. I just thought it was kind of cool to see it. I don't know that we've ever made a dime off being in Walmart, but it looks kind of cool.
Yeah. And so they just walk by and they go, hey, Shultz has got another one out. Hey, I believe I'll take that little plastic thing back there. You know what I mean? They just lift it and take it home, and I don't know what they do with it.
But look, have we ever ranked a plastic thing?
I don't know. I think I saw one last Christmas, but I'm not sure.
Too.
Oh, holiday Christmas. So anyway, nice. That's good.
So anyway, all right, we do have this morning too. So we want to promote this. Linda's here, and I'm always incredibly uncomfortable with Linda's last name because it looks like letters all thrown together, and they don't belong together. F-E-H-L. Is that Fell?
That is Judy Fell.
Fell. Did I say Linda?
Yes.
Where did I say Linda? Judy, I'm sorry. I don't know where I got that.
Never been called Linda before.
Yeah, well,
how'd you say?
You look like a girl named Linda. Judy Linda Fell. No, Judy.
Okay?
Judy's here, and of course, you know, you're promoting the event. You did a lot of work with Mark. You talk in his ear and tell him
It's
to.
our first concert.
Yeah, and
was it Judy that talked in your
No,
ear?
Catherine talked in his
was it
ear.
Kathy? Were you the one who said don't forget Best Buy?
I've had Judy in my ear. I've had Speedy in my ear today.
Yeah.
It's been a great morning.
I noticed you completely shut down when he started talking to you.
Let me tell you,
We lost Mark for a minute.
Yeah, there's a number of people out there
Sidebars,
that
right?
have said Judy that they've had Speedy in their ear. But let me say this: we do want to talk about because
I'm gonna just.
yeah, right. Yeah. I took that so it could be said. If you said it, it would be comfortable. November the 6th, Niceville, Florida, at Okaloosa Walton Community College, or as we like to call it there around town, OWCC. They're going to be naming the new amphitheater there after Cherie Alford, who you know, there's a story that goes with that, and you might want to share it with everybody.
She passed away last year with breast cancer, and their official naming of the amphitheater in her honor that day of the concert. So
That's special.
It'll be a great family night. We've got a lot of things planned. There'll be videos. Mark's got some personal experiences with the family, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, and it's an amphitheater, so it's outdoors. The weather we know is going to be perfect.
Oh, in Niceville, Florida, how can it ever be bad?
Right.
You know, she had breast cancer, and I guess it was a couple years ago, and the radio station contacted me in Nashville and said her kind of wish, she's got 2 weeks to live probably, and her wish would be for you to come down and spend time with the family.
Wow.
So we got in the bus and went down there and hung out with the family, and she showed home videos, just kind of laughed and cried all afternoon. It was great. And at the end, her husband brought out this little mini keys piano. It was about this big, and you could barely get a finger on it. He said, "Hey, would you do a song for us?" And I kind of get all in there, and I'm playing, and I played for like an hour and a half, just did a concert in their living room. And she had her kids on her lap, and I'm telling you, she was holding them. They were crying. They were singing along with the songs, and they were crying. But she looked like a mom she wasn't crying because she felt sorry for herself. She was a mom that was crying because she was so proud of the life she lived and her kids and where she was going. She knew she'd see them again.
And she loved the Lord.
She did, and so I called back 2 weeks later, and I said, "Man, I'd love to come. We're on tour. I'd love to come just hang out with y'all again." And her husband said, "You know, she passed away this morning," and said the funeral will be on Tuesday. And I was on tour, and I was in Virginia, and I just got on a plane and left the tour and went down to the funeral, and they didn't know I was coming. And I walked in the back door, and her kids just turned around and ran over to me. And we said a prayer, and then the dad said, "Hey," told Big Al, he was about this tall, 5. I don't know why they call him Big Al, but they did. And they said, "Big Al, do you want to tell Mark what we prayed for him?" And Big Al said, "Yeah, we prayed that today it'd be 75 degrees and no humidity. We prayed that the church would be packed full of people that knew Mom that didn't know the Lord, and we also prayed that Mark Shultz would come and sing at Mom's funeral."
You're kidding.
And I'm just a mess. I just got tears running down my face. So I did all the songs that I did at their house, and Megan, her daughter, came up and sang "Remember Me," a song off my first record, and it was just great. And so just to honor her with this concert is going to be huge because she's a special woman, and it was just a special day and just a special family.
Wow, and they're going to name the amphitheater after her, and as you can tell, it's going to be a very special evening. Tickets to the event are available there in that area, I guess, at any of the Christian bookstores.
Any Christian outlets. Tickets are $5. You can also go to Mark's website to get the number for the OWCC campus box office.
Yeah, so if you want to come in from out of town,
you can get them at the door that night.
MarkSchultzMusic.com. If you're out of town, you just think this would be an event, maybe you're a fan of Mark's and you want to go there and be part of what will be a special evening for him and everybody involved. So MarkSchultzMusic.com, or pick up tickets, as we just said, at any of the local Christian bookstores and CD outlets and all that there in town.
Yeah, if you don't put the music on the back of Mark Shultz, you get an all-star wrestler. Which,
really,
there's some good events going on there, too.
Right.
Yeah, but I'll just say, if you're into music,
so be sure you put Mark Schultz music.
But his singing is no good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid of throwing somebody off the ring rope. There in one of my shows, too.
Well, what you could say to him is, I could probably wrestle, but I bet you can't write and sing songs.
Yeah. Actually, we had a little discussion on the phone, because we asked him if somebody called, that was running my website, called this guy, and they said, "Hey, would it be okay if we used Mark Shultz? I don't know how, if you can, whatever." And he nearly came unglued on the phone.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Got hot, and I can understand what his job is.
And you don't want to make a wrestler mad.
You don't want to. Not one looks like that. Matter of fact, it shows him body slamming somebody right on his website,
really?
And I thought, hey, you go ahead and keep it.
Sure,
That's fine.
I'll just put music on it. It's not that big a deal.
Sure, it's not, I'll even change my name, sir, if that helps out, you know.
So, well, that sounds like it's going to be a special event. So check that out. We'll come back. A lot of you want to talk to Mark. We'll let you do that. We'll also play a cut off of his new CD, Stories and Songs, that we know that you will enjoy. So check it out, MarkSchultzMusic.com. Put the music on there, .com, and we'll be back more with Mark Shultz on the Rick and Bubba Show. Jimmy, welcome to the Rick and Bubba Show. You are on with Mark Schultz. Good morning.
Monkey grass.
Thank you, sir.
That means first time calling.
He knows
you
that.
Know all over
you knew that.
I almost said monkey grass when I walked in.
He's in the loop.
I'm in the loop way in.
Jimmy, go.
Mark, I'd just like to thank you. My name's Jimmy. If you remember my son Aaron, you called him at the Shriners Hospital when he lost his leg last November.
Ah, I do remember him. I sure do. We met you at a concert.
That's right,
Yes,
in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
He's doing great, and I just want to say thank you.
Oh, hey, it was my pleasure. And would you tell him I said hello?
Okay, I sure will. I'll tell him he's gone back to school for the first time in 2 years, so he's doing great.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Tell him I said hey.
Okay, I will, Mark. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay.
Mark, do you you mentioned you want to meet the president? Do you do an impersonation of him by chance?
You know, I don't.
Because people are saying you sound a lot like him anyway.
And we got a real similar vocabulary. I stay just short. You know, I don't branch out too far.
He does sound like him.
You got the same diction.
I just go with what I know.
Can you say, how do you say Texas?
Say again?
The state.
Oh, Texas?
Well,
you kind of got.
You know what?
He drags it a little bit. Look, you can see there's some Tennessee there.
But I'm from Kansas originally, and by way of Tennessee, so I've got a mangled
You
thing.
say it like you've got you put that heavy S on the end of it. That's how
Texas.
Bush does it.
Tell him not to mess with Texas.
And I'll check with him about that.
We go to Ashley.
We met him, but we froze up. Don't do like we did.
It's the first cut on our new CD, which is in stores today.
Right.
Have we got it somewhere speedy?
Yeah, we'll try to give you a copy of that. We thought we were going to make this huge impact on the leader of the free world,
right?
And we choked.
Yeah, like be invited to the ranch, you know, when Putin comes to visit, but nah.
Yeah, we were unrememberable.
Yeah.
Right. So you just stood up there and just stared at him?
I just
We
froze.
panicked.
That's awkward, isn't
We
it?
panicked.
Yeah. How about this?
I've
There was
never
a moment.
froze up. It was like Santa Claus, you know, the
Yeah.
very first time.
You know, you ever walked away from Santa and you scream, "I forgot the box." You know what I mean?
Right.
How did I freeze up? But it was he wanted. You know, well, the worst part about it is it looked like he would have even gone more.
Yeah.
And I just quit. Well, the guy
gave up on it.
Yeah,
Let me
you'll
tell you the
hear it.
mistake,
The guy wigged us out. A handler came to us and dogged us all and told us how to get your act together, get up there, get your picture made, be sweet,
Oh,
move
this
on.
is beforehand.
Yeah, so,
And he had him, you know, and he had a machine gun on, and it,
he said, "This is not the time to present your energy plan." I thought, you know what, I had mine. Yeah, I thought that's exactly what we were going to talk about.
But I'll tell you what got me, the way the line went, and you'll hear this when we get you the cut. The last turn you made, you had about a 50-foot area that you could see him meeting other people.
Right.
And when you see him, immediately, what do people tell you when they see you on TV? You look just like you do on TV. And that's all I could think of. He looks just like he does on TV.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's him.
Yeah. Right.
And you know what? He'll sound like he does, too.
Yeah, not going to be a different guy up there.
No.
Oh,
And I got, you know, I started thinking Ronald Reagan and, you know, The Office and
9/11.
Leader of the Free. And then I got to thinking, hey, there's somebody in this room with the launch codes. Somebody's got the football
and
in
the briefcase.
And, you know, and I got freaked out by all that, and it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can just see just freezing up because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, our wives are entertaining to him. I mean, and my wife had him laughing and stuff, and I'm just sitting there.
Yeah. He's hugging our wives. They're smiling, making eye contact. We're going.
That's a tough situation.
Praying for you, man. That's all we can come up with.
I mean, we were, and he needs to hear that,
and he appreciated that. Yeah. But it wasn't the most original thing he probably heard that day.
Yeah.
That's not going to make him go, you know them guys that are praying for me? I want to invite them out to the ranch in Texas.
But anyway, we'll continue. Let's go to Columbia, South Carolina, where Ashley's standing by. Ashley, how you doing?
Hey, Monkey Grass.
Thank you for calling, Ashley.
And I met you, Mark, when you played at Capital City Bomber Stadium about 4 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
I was working there that summer for the team, and I sold your souvenirs, and it was just very neat to meet you.
Oh, thanks.
How did your accounting turn out? Did you keep a little back for old Ashley for a hard night's work?
Of course.
I remember, if I remember, we're about 35 short at that show.
Ashley, that's
I do.
great.
He signed my CD. It was very neat. It was just, I think it was Rebecca St. James was playing that day, and it was you, and it was just very neat to meet you, and I still have the CD, and I'll listen to it every so often. It's great.
Oh, that's great. We're going to need your number, and then we'll have somebody stop by and pick up that 35.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Thanks, Ashley. Bye-bye. God bless you. Let's go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Shannon standing by. Shannon, hello.
Hey, guys. Monkey Grass.
Thank you for calling, Shannon.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Shannon.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I was just, my brother-in-law called me this morning and told me you were on, so I've been listening in.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of tell everybody we've had a chance to sing with Mark a couple of times, and the first time I ever met Mark, we were in this big gymnasium, and there's about 25 people, and Mark walks in, and he goes from one person to the next. Hey, my name's Mark Shultz. Nice to meet you. Thanks for letting me come, and just the greatest attitude just impressed me beyond means. It was amazing. So I've thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you, Mark, and just real proud of your ministry. It's a wonderful ministry.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, Shannon. Appreciate you calling. Kathy, Nashville, Tennessee, the Rick and Bubba costume contest there this Friday. Kathy, go right ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? Monkey Weed. Hey, no, listen. I love y'all's show.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that y'all were back on the air. But Mark, this is the first time I've seen you. You're hot.
There it is.
There it is. I mean, that's probably the first time I've heard that.
Are you a married man, Mark?
No, I'm not.
You're not married? Oh my gosh! Don't do this to
Girlfriend?
Kathy.
Got a great girlfriend.
Neither am I.
I do have a great.
Oh, you're not married either, Kathy?
No.
Is your
No.
But are you engaged?
No.
What about you, Mark?
No, sir, I'm not.
So how long have you been dating this young lady?
For a while.
Have you been dating her long enough that Kathy has no chance of horning in?
Absolutely none.
Okay,
but I do
well, Kathy,
appreciate-
I just wanted because I know you wanted to know where you stood, Kathy, and I was trying to take care of that for
Well, I
you.
appreciate that.
Well,
I really
it was
do
great of you to
appreciate
try to
that.
wedge in there. But
Yeah, you appreciate the wedge effort.
Well,
I mean,
sure,
really.
sure. I mean, you won't act
It's a
on it, but you
compliment.
got to admit it when someone of the opposite gender finds you attractive. That's all right.
I'll be honest, I was strangely alarmed when I heard it.
Sure.
But then I kind of warmed up to it. It was fun.
Kathy, thanks for your
There's
call.
something in our psyche, acceptance. It's just kind of number one, isn't it?
I appreciate that.
All right, everybody stand down. I don't know how this is going to go. Elvis is calling from Dothan. Thunder 1039, Elvis is standing by. Elvis, how are you?
I'm great this morning, guys. I listen to y'all every morning. I appreciate the opportunity to tell y'all this is Monkey Grass.
Hey, thank you, Elvis.
Unfortunately, it took y'all off 94.3, but hey,
Yeah, well,
we caught you at 103.
yeah, 1039 was there to pick up the the fumble and run it on in.
I'm glad they did. I had a comment for Mark about 2 years ago. I think it was a few days after he had gotten engaged. He did a benefit concert in Tennessee, around Chattanooga, and I was married.
It's a live show, Mark. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah,
we
and
can
you're
do.
on TV. You remember that, right?
You know, everybody can
When
see
you get
every
that cut sign, everybody can see it.
every gesture. Everybody, look, some relationships don't work out. That's all right.
Sure.
No.
Hey, it's okay, because at the time
Thanks,
I was
Elvis.
married, and,
Thanks, Elvis.
and I was married at the time, and I had a little daughter, and he had a song out at the time called "I Had Been There."
Oh,
and
wow.
Since then, me and my wife have been estranged, and I unfortunately can't see my child as much as I'd like. And I just want to tell Mark, as a fellow writer, that song has really touched my heart, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
And
Thanks so much for calling in.
I wish you guys all the best. Mark, keep up the great work, man. You've got some awesome songs.
Oh,
How about when you put your heart in something, you write something, and then all of a sudden, all over the country, people are like, "Man, that inspired me. This song means this to us.
Oh, I know.
Our family
People
went
want
through a
your
time."
tracks to sing over.
I mean, does that just blow you away?
yeah, you know what? The first time we were in North Carolina, we were up around Raleigh, and I did a song on my first record called "Remember Me." It's a duet, and I'm playing, and it had been out for a few weeks, and there was probably 2,000 or 3,000 people in the football stands. And I'm playing the piano, and I get to the chorus, and they're singing louder than I am,
How
but
about
they're singing
that?
the harmonies. So I just stopped singing. I just played, and I've got tears running down my face, and they sang the whole thing out, and I just played, and that happens a lot now when we go and play that song. And that was a song that I wrote. I was a youth director for 8 years at a church in Nashville, and I wrote that song as we were going to visit every time a kid would graduate from the youth group, we'd go see him in college. I wrote that song to keep Mark DeVries, my youth minister, up, because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to write a song just up in the front seat. And it was born 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, a song like that. And then to have 3,000 people sing it back to you, man, it's overwhelming.
You know, Billy Joel said he likened it to his children. You know, you send them out there. You know, some
totally.
of them you really love. Some of them you wish wouldn't keep coming back home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you say you love them just the same. You know what I mean?
But
how do you hold it together on all that stuff, Mark? I'm a very emotional person.
We're about to cry
all the way through.
Right.
You
We're going to play one of your cuts here in a
how
minute.
can you sing when you're torn up
Mark,
like
why
that?
do you tear us up like this?
You know what? This is what I get paid for.
Right.
But for me, I got to tell you, I write songs and I don't read music, and I just play because of just what's in here. It just kind of comes out, and that's what I wrote a song called "He's My Son," which we talked about a little bit for one of my friends who his son had cancer, and he said he used to go into his room and just watch him sleep, and he used to think, you know what, man, he's not anyone. He's my hero. Facts about so many kids get cancer.
That's right.
And he'd pray above his son, and he'd say, if anybody gets cancer, give me 10 times the cancer, but don't take my son. And so I wrote this song. It was to do with me, actually. It landed in my lap. And now I can't tell you the letters. I just had to stop opening letters because people connected to the song. And
you are killing me.
Jim Kelly, the Buffalo Bills quarterback, played it at his. Yeah, he's a great guy. He played it at his when he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and his son Hunter was in a wheelchair, and he just dedicated it to him. And so it's really been a special thing. It's been much bigger than me, but I've just loved to see. In a lot of cancer wards, they play it to encourage the parents, and it's just been a song that. We've been able to raise a lot of money for cancer and cancer research with, and that's when you just got to stop and you just got to go.
Well,
you know what?
It's God given, and that's the thing. When you see somebody like you, with the talent that God's given you, it just makes him smile to watch you, his child, go. Look, I've gifted Mark in this. Now watch him go with it.
Yeah.
Because that's him. I mean, when you're doing that, that's his power. What he can do coming out of you, and it's kind of like he's going, watch my kid go.
Yeah. And I've had, and the great thing about it is I've never done a concert where I go, hey, this is the song I wrote, He's My Son, and I got to tell you, I must be pretty darn good. But I always just say, I feel like I haven't gone to work in 4 years because I just get to do this, and it feels right. And I always tell the story. I tried to write that song for 3 months. It didn't happen. I went home one night. I just turned around. I went back to the church. I sat down at the piano. And I remember praying. I said, God, this is your song. It's not mine because I'm not a dad, and I don't know what it feels like to have a son with cancer. It was almost like he tapped me on the shoulder and said, Shultz, are you done? And I said, yes, sir. And then 45 minutes, wham, there it is. And I remember it's from God because I got to tell you, I was trying to decide when I hit the chorus, do I stop and write down the words I've already done, or do I try to sing it all the way through and then try to remember what I've already done? Because I had nothing to do with that song. I was just in the room when it came out. And because of that, I think it's affected. And I just think I write better the more I get out of the way.
And that's the case. We'll come back. We definitely will hear one of Mark Shultz songs from the CD Stories and Songs. You can go to markschultzmusic.com for any of his works, and most of his stuff is everywhere. And like his mama will even show you, it's even in Walmart. So we'll come back 17 minutes to the top of the hour. Mark Shultz is our guest. You're watching and listening to The Rick and Bubba Show. We're back. Mark Shultz is our guest. We want to play the single off Stories and Songs for you. Mark, set this up for us. What is this song about?
This is a special song. My great-grandma lived to be 100 years old.
Wow.
And,
good genes.
Good genes. And when she passed away, we started going through a lot of diaries that she had. And we found one from 1943. And in there we found letters that she had written to my grandfather when he was in World War II. So her son at the time, he was 20 years old. And there was a time where she didn't think he was coming back because he stopped writing. And she wrote in the letter, she'd always say, I can't tell you how proud I am to have a son like you, to stand up for the things you believe in and to protect me. And he'd always write back and say, you're the reason that I'm over here fighting because to keep you safe. And so this is the letters that they wrote back and forth, and this is their story. It's the song called Letters from War.
Letters from War from the Mark Shultz CD, Stories and Songs on The Rick and Bubba Show.
To the mailbox on that bright summer's day, found a letter from her son in a war far away. He spoke of the weather and good friends that he'd made. Said, I've been thinking about Dad and the life that he had. That's why I'm here today. And then at the end was the first of his letters from war. She started writing, "You're good and you're brave. What a father that you'll be someday. Make it home, make it safe." She wrote every night as she prayed. A day she'll not forget. Oh, her tears stained the paper with every word that she read. It said, "I was up on a hill, I was out there alone, hanging out, and bombs were exploding. That's when I saw him. He came back for me. And though he was captured, a man set me free. And that man was your son. He asked me to write to you. I told him I would, oh, I swore it was the last of the letters from war." And she prayed he was living, kept on believing, and wrote every night just to say, "You are good and you're brave. What a father that you'll be someday. Make it home, make it safe." So she kept writing each day. And then 2 years later, autumn leaves all around. A car pulled in the driveway, and she fell to the ground. Where her boy used to stand, he said, "Mom, I'm following orders from all of your letters, and I've come home again." He ran into her, dropped all his bags on the floor, holding all of her letters from war. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him
Wow. Mark Shultz, Letters from More, from the new CD, Stories and Songs. For those of you that leave us for TV now, or if your radio is done, just on behalf of all those people, thanks for being with us this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you've got another hour of radio remaining, Mark Shultz will remain with us for a little bit before he has to run. Again, let's remind you, MarkSchultzMusic.com. The new CD, of course, is available there, as well as his other music. Also available stores everywhere. The Closer to You concert in Niceville, Florida, is November the 6th, 7 p.m. At the Okaloosa Walton Community College. So you can get tickets at all the Christian book and CD stores near you.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.